you do to get yourself unstuck from this position? How do you move from intermediate to advanced? Some people might tell you that the only way is to go live in an English-speaking country, but this is a myth. Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm Katlyn. Before we start today's lesson, I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions. Are you finding it really hard to improve your English fluency? You feel like you use English pretty well in everyday situations like ordering a cup of coffee or maybe buying a train ticket, but you struggle to have deep and complicated conversations. Maybe you feel like you're stuck using the same words over and over and over again and you're not learning anything new. If you are feeling that way and you answered yes to those questions, then well done. The reason I'm saying well done to you guys is because if you're feeling these things, you've probably hit the intermediate plateau. What is that? Well, think back to when you first started learning English. You would have been making progress very quickly at that time, learning something new every day. You would have gone from knowing how to say 0 words in English to being able to form entire sentences extremely quickly. That feeling feels absolutely great. It's amazing. But you might notice you don't feel the same way now. You might feel like your progress has slowed down a lot. Maybe you're not even progressing at all anymore. This is the intermediate plateau. At this level, we have basic fluency, so we can hold a simple conversation fairly well, but we're really struggling to push through to that advanced level of English, to have complex and deep conversations. If you feel like this is something that you're struggling with, first of all, congratulations for making it this far. Being at an intermediate level is absolutely fantastic. You already know a huge amount, but now we need to work together and push you to the advanced level. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at some ways that you can break out of the intermediate plateau and reach a higher level of fluency. First of all, let's take a look at some reasons that you might be stuck at the intermediate plateau in the first place. It's important to think about this because we can't solve a problem if we don't know the reason, right? So here are some reasons that you might be stuck. Reason number 1 is that your English is already good enough for most everyday situations. At an intermediate level, you already know how to introduce yourself, order some food, and make an appointment confidently. So you stop trying to push yourself that little extra bit. Often at this stage, we just get comfortable and relax into what we already know and stop trying to learn more. At that intermediate level, you're expected to know around 3,000 words, and those 3,000 words are the ones that you're going to be using in conversation every single day. They're the most commonly used words in English. However, if you compare that to a native or near-native fluency speaker, they'll use or know around 20,000 words. That is a lot more than 3,000. Now that extra 17,000 words there, you're not going to be using those ones every single day, but those are the more complex words that allow you to have deep and meaningful conversations. The second reason that you might be stuck is because at an intermediate level, progress is really hard to see. As I mentioned before, when you just start learning English, then you're making a lot of progress really quickly, and that feels absolutely amazing. Often at that point, we think that learning is going to continue like that until we reach fluency. You might have thought, if I keep on learning at this pace, I'm going to be fluent in no time. But unfortunately, learning doesn't work like that. After we learn all of the simple and easy stuff like grammar, sentence structure, all of those things that you learn when you're just beginners, then you get on to the more advanced stuff. And that stuff takes a little bit longer and is harder to learn. Then it becomes a game of learning vocabulary, something that can be a lot longer and a lot harder to do. So our learning curve, the way that we learn over time, doesn't look like a straight uphill, unfortunately. Instead, it looks like a very quick incline and then slowly starting to level out. Now that leveling out there is the intermediate plateau, but we can get off that if we work hard. And today I'm going to teach you guys how you can do that. So what can you do to get yourself unstuck from this position? How do you move from intermediate to advanced? Some people might tell you that the only way is to go live in an English-speaking country, but this is a myth. You don't need to do that. Although it might help because you're forced to speak English every single day, it's not necessary, and often not everybody can do that. There are definitely other ways to move from intermediate to advanced by yourself. The first way that you can do this is by dedicated learning. What I mean by this is you need to dedicate your time and your energy to studying English. This can be hard and does take a lot of effort, but if you want to reach an advanced level of English, you need to do it. How I recommend that you do this is you set aside some time every single day to study English, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And by this type of learning, I don't mean watching some English movies or TV or listening to English music. I really mean getting out your pens, getting out your paper and studying. You can study vocabulary lists using maybe Anki or Quizlet, or you could work through some online English courses. If you go to Coursera and just type in English, you'll see a lot of different English courses that you guys might like to try. As part of your dedicated learning, you really need to take some time to start learning idioms, slang, phrasal verbs, and colloquialisms. At an intermediate level, you might not be using these that often, but learning these is really important. Native English speakers use them all the time, so if you'd like to get to an advanced level of fluency, you need to start using them too. The second way that you can reach an advanced level of English is through immersion. What I mean by this is you try to do more and more in English every single day. You make learning English a part of your everyday routine. You could be reading books, magazines, or novels in English, watching some English movies, TV, videos, doing a language exchange on an app maybe like HelloTalk, or using English social media, and listening to music or podcasts, as well as anything else that you can think of. Surrounding yourself in English like this really helps you to get immersed in the learning. This trains you to think in English, so you spend less time translating in your head. This helps you to build your fluency. Now you might ask, which method is better? Which will help me reach an advanced level of fluency faster? I wouldn't say actually that either is better than the other, and probably the best way to do things is actually use a mix of both. Spend some dedicated study time learning new vocabulary, and then reinforce your learning by doing something fun like scrolling through social media or watching a movie. But that is all that I've got for you guys today. I hope you liked these tips and you find them really helpful to push through that intermediate plateau and reach an advanced level of fluency. If you just keep working hard and you don't give up, you will get there. Another way that you can actually immerse yourself in learning English is by watching my videos. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more. You can send me any questions you have or any feedback that you'd like to give me to my social media. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!